All right, geometry. We're going to do a review of all of the angles and all the segments, all right? So I have this worksheet. This is for the whole week. And then you're going to take a quiz on CASA Learning on all the circles, the angles and the segments, all right? So I'm going to do like one of each type of thing, and then you can practice. All right, so it says in this diagram, it says chord CD bisects, right? AB. That means that these two pieces are congruent. It says CE equals 2, and it says AB equals 8. Find ED. So ED, we don't know, that's X. They told you that AB is 8, but it bisects it, so it's cut in half. It's 4 and 4. Right? Now, if you're working with the intersecting chords, remember that part times part of one chord equals the part times the part of the other one. So 4 times 4 equals 2 times x. Right? Multiply 4 and 4, you get 16. 16 equals 2x. Divide by 2. 8's equal to x. All right? All right, the second question involves the secants. All right, and remember, when you're dealing with the secants or the tangents, it's the whole times the outside equals the whole times the outside. But on this one, we got to draw the picture. It's talking about secants JKL and JMN. They both share J, so J is the point on the outside. And so when I draw my circle, this is J. You draw your secant, it's got to hit the circle in 2 spots, and then your other secant should hit it in 2 spots. So we got JKA, JKL, JKL, and we have JMN, JMN. So that's what your picture should look like. Now we're going to label. It says JK equals 8, and LK equals 4. JM equals 6. What is the length of JN? JN, they want the whole thing. So remember, the whole times the outside. The whole on this one is 8 plus 4. That's 12. Times your outside. That's 8. Equals the whole. For this one, the whole thing is X. They want to know JN. Times the outside, that's 6. 8 times 12, we multiply that out, that's 96. 6 times x is 6x. Divide that by 6, and you get 16. All right? Choice 1. All right, so that's a little practice. One of each type. The chords, which is part times part equals part times part. The secants and tangents, it's the whole times the outside equals the whole times the outside. And now we're going to look at a couple of the angle problems, and everything else will be pretty much the same. All right, remember with the arc angle problems, you got to make sure that you have the arc you need. All right, so let's see. In this diagram, AB is the diameter. All right, it says BAC is 70, BAC is 70. They want to know the measure of arc AC. All right? So, what you have to do first is you got to get arc BC. And remember, this angle, they're always half unless it's the central angle. This angle is half of its arc. So if this angle is 70, this has to be 2 times 70. So this arc is 140. So the angle is half the arc. But they didn't ask for this arc. They asked for arc AC, which, if you look at it, they gave you the diameter. So when you go all the way around, or this way around from B around to A, that's half a circle. And we're missing the one piece, so we do 180 minus 140, 40 degrees. All right? All the angles are half except central angles. All right, so now we got number 4. All right? All right, they're giving you a diagram with intersecting chords. They gave us this angle here, and they gave us this arc, AC, was 72. All right, they want to know how many degrees are in arc DB. All right? Remember, it's half. But if you're dealing with the angles formed by the arcs formed by the chords, it's half the sum. So this arc plus this arc divided by 2 has to equal this angle. So x plus 72 divided by 2 equals our angle, which is 58. All right? Sometimes they're going to give you both arcs, and you add the 2 arcs, divide by 2, that gives you the angle. But this time they gave you the angle. All right, we're going to cross multiply. 2 times 58 is going to be 116 equals x plus 72. And then we just got to subtract our 72. And we get 44 degrees. All right? All right? All right, that's one of almost every type. The last one are the angles formed by the secants and the tangents. So I'm going to skip 5 and 6, have you do those. I'm going to take a look at 7 and 8. 7's a little different, all right? All right, number 7 says, in the diagram, circle CD is parallel to diameter AOB. And when these things are parallel, that means that the pieces in between, they're congruent. So when they tell you that CD is 130, and this ends up being half a circle, so that whole thing's 180, if you're looking for these two pieces, you go 180 minus 130, so that's 50 degrees you have left. But if they're congruent, it's half of 50, which is 25. So this is a quick, easy one. Choice 1. All right? All right, we're going to take a look at number 8, and then you're going to practice the rest of these, okay? They're giving you this diagram with tangent DA, secant DBC, all right? And then they give you a little something you got to watch out for. They tell you that AC is congruent to BC. And then they go on to tell you that BC is 152. But if we're trying to find angle D, we're not going to use BC. So it's a little tricky. You got a little work in the beginning to get the pieces you need. These are congruent, so this is 152. And what happens is you have 2 out of the 3 arcs. But remember, when you go all the way around the circle, it's 360. So what we have to do first is we got to add up 152 and 152, which is going to be 304, and then we got to subtract that from 360 to get arc AB. AB is going to be 360 minus your 304, which is going to be 56 degrees, because we need arc AB and we need arc AC, right? And remember, everything's half, but when it's the angle outside, it's half the difference, as opposed to when it's the angles formed by the chords, it's half the sum. This time it's got to be half the difference. So I got to do 152 minus 56 divided by 2. All right? This is going to come out to, let me just check quick, should be 96, right? Divided by 2. So it's going to be 48 degrees. That's going to be our angle. All right? All right, try the rest of these, and I'm going to give you a quiz Thursday. I'll give you Thursday and Friday to do it. All right, but the rest of this worksheet you're going to do Monday through Wednesday. So that's pretty much the whole week. All right, talk to you soon. Be well.